Hiya mums, right, welcome back to the Teen Whisperer. Right, let me ask you, does it feel like your daughter's emotions are all over the place? 1 minute she's on top of the world and loving her life, and the next she's drowning in frustration or tears. She goes from 0 to 100 in like 2 milliseconds, and you're left feeling, what the hell's going on here? You're watching her ride these emotional highs and lows and wondering what the hell is going on. Trust me, you're not alone in this. So what if I told you these emotional swings are not just a teen thing, especially a teen girl thing, but are rooted in the way her brain and her body are wired? And what if there were real, effective ways to help her manage these emotions, starting with understanding how her brain and her hormones and her body work together and work against her? Stick with me, we're about to get into it. So let's start with the science behind these emotions. First, during the teenage years, your daughter's brain is still developing, especially her prefrontal cortex, which, as you know, I talk about quite a bit. That's the part of the brain that's responsible for those things like impulse control, emotional regulation, calming down after big emotions. But it's still under construction. It doesn't come fully online until she's in her mid-20s. And logic doesn't even come into it. So she's naturally going to struggle with regulating her feelings when things get overwhelming for her. So now combine that with the amygdala, the emotional centre of the brain. In teen girls, this part of the brain is much more active than in boys. So when something stressful happens, her brain reacts like a fire alarm, a 5-alarm fire. Even when to you, it may not seem like a big deal. This isn't just drama, this is her biology. This is her physiology. So let's not forget about those hormones. You know, the ones that keep getting blamed for her behaving like this, for her periods, for this, for that. Everything gets blamed on her hormones. But it's not just about estrogen and progesterone playing a role here. There's also serotonin and dopamine, which are neurotransmitters that directly impact her mood. So when her estrogen levels fluctuate, like they do during her menstrual cycle, that 28-day cycle that we suffer with, they actually influence her serotonin levels. Serotonin being the feel-good chemical in her brain. So low serotonin can lead to feelings of sadness or irritability, making it harder for her to manage those emotions. Dopamine, on the other hand, is the brain's natural reward chemical. When she gets a like on social media or achieves something she's been working on, her brain gets that massive rush of dopamine, making her feel good in that moment. But here's the thing. When she's constantly seeking that dopamine hit through that social media, her brain is getting used to those quick, sharp bursts of pleasure. And over time, it becomes harder for her to feel satisfied with normal everyday life. This constant craving for dopamine from her phone and her tech can actually make emotional regulation far worse. So when your daughter is constantly scrolling through social media, she's not just comparing herself to others and feeling not enough. Her brain is literally rewiring itself to crave those dopamine hits. And the more she relies on social media for those feelings, the harder it becomes for her to handle disappointment, frustration, or just the normal ups and downs of life. And this is the key. Her emotional regulation is deeply tied to her brain chemistry. If she's constantly getting that dopamine hit from social media, she's less able to handle moments when things don't go her way. Her brain becomes less flexible at managing emotions, which is why you might see her spiral, especially downwards, when something small goes wrong. Her brain's reward system is way out of balance. So how do you help her manage this? Well, it all starts with understanding her physiology, and this is where I come into, and giving her the tools that work with her brain and her biology. Brain and body. Breath work is a massive game changer, and no, it's not as simple as just saying, just breathe, because you're more likely to get slapped. Or just take a deep breath, again, more likely to get slapped. But when her stress response kicks in, her breathing becomes shallow and she literally just breathes from here, from your collarbones upwards. She doesn't use her lungs or her diaphragm or her belly to breathe. She's literally breathing up here, which then keeps her in that heightened emotional state. Teaching her deep breathing techniques helps her brain signal to her body that it's safe to relax, shifting her out of the fight or flight mode. If she breathes here only, she's stuck in that fight or flight and she cannot get out of it without your help. So movement is another big one. When she moves her body, whether it's a dance class, a run, whether it's climbing, just walk outside in the rain, she's helping to burn off that extra cortisol and adrenaline, which is formed during the fight or flight. Plus, that physical activity releases more dopamine and serotonin in a healthier, more sustainable way than just social media. So the more she moves, the more active she is, the better she'll feel emotionally. And then, of course, there's her energy cycles. So her menstrual cycle impacts her mood and her energy levels. Parts of the month she's going to feel more tired, more irritable, and that's okay. It's just a stage that she's in with her menstrual cycle. She's going to feel more tired. I've just said that. She's going to feel more exhausted, not want to come out of her room. And that's all about understanding what's going on for her inside her own body. So teaching her to understand her body's natural rhythms can help her give herself that, it's okay, I can relax on the days she feels off. You know, those days where she just doesn't have the energy. She can give herself permission to take a step back rather than pushing through and burning out the other end. So now let's talk about social media boundaries, because this one is massive. It's all in news right now. It's all in media. It's all in social media. It's everywhere, all about social media and phone usage for our teenagers. When she's constantly connected, her brain never gets a break from that dopamine roller coaster. It's like her emotional alarm system is always switched on, going off constantly. Setting boundaries, however, whether it's no screens before bedtime or limiting social media during certain times, helps her brain reset and lowers the intensity of those emotional reactions. And this is crucial for her emotional regulation. But I know this can feel overwhelming for you as her mum. You want to help, but you're not sure where to start or how to have these conversations with her. And that's where the Mum Survival Kit comes in. It's packed with tools, tips and resources to help you understand what your daughter is going through and give her the support that she needs to manage her emotions and stress in a healthy way. And you on the back of that as well. So if you feel like your daughter could use extra support in managing her emotions, social media use and stress, I've created my Glow Groups, which is a safe and supportive space where teen girls come together to connect, learn about their physiology, have fun, connect with other teen girls and just enjoy themselves. In these groups, we dive into everything from managing emotions to understanding how their bodies and brains work together. These groups are available in person and online, so no matter where you are, your daughter can join in. So if you're curious to learn more, just connect with me using the word GLOW and I'll send you all the details. So mums, here's what I want you to take away. Your daughter's emotional ups and downs are part of how her brain and body are wired right now. She's not being overly dramatic. Her brain chemistry, her hormones, her physiology, and even social media all are playing a role. But by understanding this, we can give her the tools she needs to manage these emotions. So remember, it's not about fixing her, but about helping her understand herself and build resilience within her own body. So if you need more support, the Mum Survival Kit is ready for you. And if your daughter needs a safe space to learn and grow, the Glow Groups are here too. And if you, for that, on another note, need support, come and connect with us at the Mum to Mum Connection, which is a brand new community space online for mums just like you to meet up with other mums. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. If this resonates with you, or you want to chat more about anything that I've talked about, please feel free to connect with me via the options in the description. So take care of yourselves and remember, you've got this and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Take care. Bye-bye.